Fantastic. Well, what an honor to be on the call with you. Thank you for joining me. That's
Oh,
wonderful.
yes, it's good to talk with you again. Very good. So you got your books on Amazon?
Yeah, they're both on
Ah,
Amazon now. Yay. It's a lot
well,
of
that's
work.
awesome.
There's a lot of
That's great.
frustration as well. There are a lot of technical things you have to overcome. So, especially with the book cover, and that's the biggest, that took me the longest thing, longer than writing the book, actually.
It
Which is,
did. Wow. I thought
yeah.
there might be a lot of technicalities with that,
Yeah,
putting
all
something
the
on Amazon.
measurements, and you have to guess each time, and you have to submit it, and then you have to wait till they review it, and that takes time, and then they come back and say there's a problem, and you have to do it again. So it's just amazing,
Wow.
frustrating it is. I'm sure
Well,
they'll
that's
eventually improve that. So anyway,
well, but that's an accomplishment to have two books. So that's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
I
Thank you,
need to get on there and get them. So step by
thank
step
you.
guides. Is this your latest book you have behind you on your screen behind you?
That's right. Investing in large multifamily solved. I've got like the proof copies in my hand. These are the three I've got on there.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Oh, you have three books on there.
I got through. Well, this is only like a booklet. It's only 26
Right.
pages, but it
But
was my
still,
experiment, my first one. But it's valuable because it contains all my mistakes in it. What I
yes.
did
Yes.
wrong, and people who get this one, I'll do a special like coaching call, and who read it, and we can discuss it and what I should have done or what I could have done better and things like that.
Right.
So a good learning experience. And
Yes.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, because it knocked me out of the game. The first time, I'm bankrupt. It's so painful. The
Yes.
mistakes, they're devastating. So that's why I wrote it, and it was really good experience reliving that and rethinking it with the time perspective and everything else. Because when you're going through it, you're full of emotion and pain and
Yes.
torment. And so with time, you can reflect back on it and you can see just what you should have done. And so it took me 8 years to lick my wounds, as it were, and get
Wow.
back into it. So, which I'm now even braver doing the large multi-families, right? But
Yes, you are. That's true. Well, so some good, you're helping others, which is fantastic.
that's what I
And
want to
then,
do. Yeah, that's
yeah.
really my main point of writing the books, because I want to share what I've learned, and everything, and help others in that endeavor. It accelerates, the goal, the financial goals that we all have, and why we're in this, to try and achieve our goals. And that's one of the first goals we think of, the financial goals, but it's for the lifestyle that we seek, isn't it? The money is that we make is to generate or create that lifestyle that we're looking for, and to reach our life purpose, and
Right.
fulfilling that. And yeah, looking after family obviously is most people's goal first, but usually
Right.
beyond that, it's helping others and what have you. So um
Well, that's the real good. Yeah, you're right. We have financial goals we want,
Yeah,
but
because
then you
that's
probably
usually the
go,
first thing, isn't it? It's like riding on a plane. Just come back from Dallas, and they say the first, if put your oxygen mask on first, and then help others, because you can't help
yes.
others until you've taken care of yourself, which is the
Right.
usually the finances and getting the bills paid and keeping a
Right.
roof over your head and whatever, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow, that's great. So how many multifamilies do you have now?
I don't have any right now. We're
Okay.
looking for over 100 units. So it's a long process, but it's life
Yes.
changing when you do find one and close on one, because
Yes.
usually high six figures, seven figures. So we go from anywhere from 10 million to 100 million for the
Wow.
acquisition. Even the AMDs are like 100,000 up to 1 million. That's the range.
Wow.
So playing in a bigger sandbox. So when it does
Yes.
pay out, you more or less you can live off it, put it that way. It's really good.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you are you going to buy and hold, or are you going to buy and sell? What's your
Yeah, the project is usually 3 to 5 years. Investors want to see the return on the money in that sort of time frame. And so that's typically what we do. There are occasions or situations where you would hold it longer. So you would refinance after
right?
3, 5 years and pay out your investors and then keep it. Um, yeah. So in fact, my second one was a 24 unit, and that's what I did. I raised the rents and then refinanced it, so I could then buy another apartment complex. So it was using the leverage tricks to buy the next,
Right.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So will you hire, I guess you'll have to hire a property manager with the,
That's the idea of 100 units or more. They're
yeah,
usually on site and they can do the leasing. They can have a handyman. And so everything's more scalable at the 100 units. And so it makes a lot more sense. Also, with it being much bigger business, as it were, you've got the more experience and professionals, and there is less risk,
right.
ironically, than in the lower side.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned, which was surprising, you see. So, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So you could probably do that with your background, but
Hmm.
somebody just starting out, they probably couldn't invest in something that large, could they?
Oh, yes, yes, they can. That's a fallacy, you see. Much like Pace talks about, you don't need money to buy real estate. Most people think you do. If you ask them in the street, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Okay.
expensive. But you go and find the money and you go and find the experience you bring to the table, the experience or what a knowledge or whatever you have to the table, even if it's just time. If you haven't got the knowledge, the time will develop knowledge and skills. So everybody has something to
Hmm.
bring to the table. And so you can play in this space. Most people think, oh, I'll work up to it, and you can.
That's all.
It's
Yeah.
mostly when they say that, it's mostly an emotional, a mindset state because
Okay.
once you believe you can do it, you can do it. It's
Yeah.
like
I'm of that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
of that scarcity mindset. I'm like, okay, I've got to get the back. So you listen to Pace's training, some of the alpha training about having to have all your financials in order. And, even to get a loan, you have to show them your past experience.
That's correct. Yes, and that's
Yeah.
what's called a sponsor. So I need a sponsor, and a sponsor has that similar asset class as what you are to acquire.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so it doesn't fall on me that. So see, I'm just like a player. And like any team, you need every position. And so
Right.
what we call is a sponsor, they have the experience, they've got the asset class. So
Huh.
using like Pace, he has 2,000 doors. So a bank wouldn't hesitate to give him the loan because he has the
Right.
net worth, he has the experience. So he's a sponsor. And so if I
Oh, wow.
find a deal, you see, I need to find a sponsor.
Okay.
That's not
Wow.
hard because sponsors get paid very well indeed for just being the sponsor. So,
Well, I
yeah,
did not know there was such a thing, so that's awesome to find that
yeah,
out.
that's right. Yeah, there we go. That's why we network, right? We learn from each other. So,
That's exactly right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
always learn something. Yeah, speaking with you. So,
thank you. Yes. No, no, it's wonderful. And that's why Pace encourages us, to network because we learn so much when we ask good questions like you're asking now, you see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is. I've met so many nice people. Um, and I always think of you when I tell people, yeah, I've met people from all over the world, and it's just amazing what you can learn,
Mm,
from
yeah.
people.
Yes,
So,
that's right. Yes.
are you going to buy local to where you're at? Or are you going to buy anywhere? Does it?
No, you don't buy anywhere. That's the thing. It's really quite detailed. And the biggest killer of large multifamilies is insurance, ironic.
Yes, my dad's having that problem with his building. Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
especially bad this year because we got Hurricane Helene and now we got Milton gonna slam into Florida.
Right.
and the insurance companies are just running scared. And so
Oh,
the rates are skyrocketing, and that kills
yes.
a lot of real estate deals. So that's the first thing. So
Okay.
no coastal areas, so all around the Gulf, Florida
Right.
coastline, all the way up the East Coast, and anywhere where the coast, really, even California, you get hit with hurricanes. So hurricane
Right.
prone areas, high insurance. So we like to go 100 miles inland. We like to go southern. We like red states. And then
Yes. I hear that a lot.
yeah, once we get past that, then we're looking for C-class buildings in a B-class location, so a desirable location. So ironically, location comes third because the second
Mm.
biggest expense when it comes to large asset class is legal fees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now with large multifamily, you need three attorneys. You need a securities attorney, a
Wow.
litigation attorney, and a real estate attorney.
Oh,
Three.
wow.
Yeah, so it's a major component in putting a deal together. Because you've got capital raise and wherever there's money, you're creating security instruments, and so they have to comply with all the laws, local laws, depending where the market is. They're very complicated. So,
Oh,
but
I'm sure.
yeah, the first time round, I didn't have to really do. I managed to. Well, that's why my business collapsed. I didn't have legal access to legal counsel because it's
Right.
expensive,
Yes.
and you need a good. You do. It's mandatory in real estate. They have legal access to counsel. Everything we do, it needs an attorney looking over the contracts and
Yes.
agreements and
Yeah.
law and everything else. There's so many parts to it. So it's a part of the cost of doing business.
Yes.
So I only 3 weeks, I don't know why. This company's been around for 52 years. I've been here in America now for 22 years. And I've only just heard of it used to be called prepaid legal, but
Mm.
it's actually called Legal Shield now. And
Okay.
you pay a monthly amount which is really low. I think can't pay more than $185, and that's for a pro business plan with everything. It gives
Wow.
you legal unlimited access to the
Oh,
attorney.
wow. Wow.
I know
That's
it is.
invaluable.
It is a huge wow. I mean,
Yeah.
because an attorney, especially these guys I'm talking about, security, they're 750 an hour, an hour.
Yeah. They say not to pay by the hour. You pay by the job or the
Yeah, so this works
transaction.
exactly. This works exactly like you do with any insurance. Because
Mm.
the guy who founded it, he was an insurance guy. And he
Oh,
thought,
okay.
why don't we give level the playing field for access to attorneys like we do with insurance? Yeah, you pay for your car insurance, and well, you hope you never get in an accident, but it's there
Right.
to fix your car or pay
Right.
for your hospital bills or whatever, right? So, and you
Right.
pay a monthly premium for that. Well, so he thought about, oh, I'll do this for legal so we can access the attorneys. And here's the real difference that makes because the company pays these attorneys, they're on retainer for millions of dollars. All right.
Okay.
And they love it because they're being paid. They're not worried about their fee or
Right.
they talk about the clock. They'll talk to you all day
Right.
long if necessary. You know.
Wow.
So it's remarkable value for the member.
And they have attorneys all over the United States, I
They
imagine.
do. They do.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Okay.
here's the thing. Um, Legal Shield are not frightened of letting attorneys go. They have to perform at a certain standard. They need 20 years experience in that niche.
Wow.
So these are top attorneys as well. It's not cheap.
No. And they're used to creative finance deals.
Yeah. So I'm trying to shout this message as loud as I possibly can because of what I've been through.
Yes. That's
In the
invaluable.
community.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
PACE doesn't, they don't really, well, sometimes they'll come out and say need an attorney, but it's further in the lessons.
yes, it
And
is.
I
Oh,
was kind of like, I'm gonna have to have an attorney. And I met with a lady the other day. She's in acquisitions and mergers. We're gonna be in a Bible study together at church.
hmm,
And so she's gonna be invaluable to know because she knows a real estate attorney locally.
right. That's
But I'll
cool.
definitely check out Legal Shield because that sounds like that'll be most
Yeah,
affordable.
it is. Let me give you the link. But if you listen to Pace, his attorney, Sean Sinclair, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He pays 14,000 a month.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Wow.
And I wish I could get this message to Pace. What a saving. I mean, what's
Well,
14,000 a month times 12? That's a huge number. That's
yeah.
that's what most of us want to make a year, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really.
And you can pay $185 a month. It's like
Yeah, thank you for
crazy.
that. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
check them. Yeah. I don't know. I think Pace has an amazing program.
he
But I do
does.
think there's a lot
Yeah,
of affiliates he has.
yeah.
I think he has us connect with Prime and a lot of these people that are affiliates, so
Right, right. If I
yeah,
could get Pace's ear, I'd have everybody. He would, if he gets it and he understands it and it works for him, work for the whole community. This will do everyone a huge favor because we worked so hard to build our real estate business up, and it can be
yes,
snatched away from you. It happened to me the first time round, and you probably can feel it why I'm so passionate about it, right? To
well,
help
that and that's
others,
good.
you know, because so
Yeah,
many of already like Jake. You talk to Jake about his losses. You talk
mm,
to Jason Parks about his losses. All these are
yeah,
all six figures with litigation and time wasting and emotional turmoil and everything else. It's heartbreaking.
wow,
To have an attorney in your back pocket, and not worry about the bill is unbelievable.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, at my age, I'm just retired, so I really can't afford, and it's my husband's biggest worry. He,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's not able to sit in on these meetings, and
Right.
he'll just hear me talk about loaning money, or he's like, "I'm really concerned about what you're trying to do." He said, "I really
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
We can't afford to lose. It'll affect him if you're married. It affects each other.
Yes, it does.
Finances.
It breaks up marriages, breaks up
Yeah.
businesses. It causes the most amounts of stress in your life. That's why the guy who founded it, he was involved in a car accident, you see. He was
Mm.
T-boned
Oh,
and he ended up in hospital. And while he was in hospital, the other driver, who was at fault,
yeah.
served him papers and was
Oh,
trying to sue him. And he wasn't even his fault. He was driving along the road and she came out and T-boned him.
right.
It was a
Wow.
very serious accident. And so
Right.
that's the, out of the grief, and he lost all his life savings through that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
out of that pain, the legal shield was born, you see, 52 years
Wow.
ago.
Wow. Wow. Really?
So it gives everybody legal access, an affordable rate. That was the thing. It's an affordable rate
Yes.
because you hear people say, uh, "Oh, we got legal rights." Well, you do, but you can't afford it. Most people
Right.
can't afford it, so they don't
Yeah.
really. They get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of these, I heard a story. This lady, she was flying off somewhere and she rented a car and she returned the car and put the keys in the box. And the company tried to charge her $1,000 for damage to the car, and she hadn't done that at all. But they were dishonest, and it was part of their practice because people say, "Oh,
Oh,
it's nobody will sue us because it costs too much more than $1,000 to hire an
right.
attorney to get
Yeah.
the
You're right.
money." So that's what happened. But she did, you see, and she got it, and they said they made a business decision to not charge her the money.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to uncover that anymore, but all the attorney did was write a letter to them And so she didn't get taken advantage of, and it can be as little as like $34. Like
Okay.
you sign up for these trial things online, and they charge you the next month, even though you might have cancelled it and ignore the emails, and
Right.
start charging you. Or there's
Yeah.
like samples, they give you free samples, and
Right.
and you give them the credit card for the free trial or something.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and they'll do it for as little as that.
Oh, wow. That's good to know, because that
Yeah,
happens all the time.
it does. It happens all the time. And so, yeah, it's very, very good service. Mm.
What do you know about avoiding capital gains tax when you sell a commercial property?
1031, you don't have capital gains for that. So, yeah, 1031. You buy another asset class, and um, you grow as your net worth and your portfolio grows. You want to upgrade your CPAs as well and your tax advisors, to give you all the ins and outs of avoiding capital gains.
What if it's an older person in their 80s and they want to sell their apartment building and they don't want to buy anything
I'd
else?
say spread it out, especially if they're older. Just spread it out. Do seller financing. I
Well,
know
that's
you
my
don't want
dad's
to
in that
measure.
situation. Yeah, my dad's in this situation trying to sell a building. And I told
Yeah,
mom, I said, "Oh, I just hope he talks to somebody and avoids all those capital gain
yes, that's right. You can do
taxes."
that. You can spread it out, and so um, by financing it, in other words, and they get a regular check, they don't have to worry about it. They've sold the building, but they're being the bank essentially. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So they haven't realized the gain because it's only triggers a capital gains if they realize a gain, but they haven't sold it all yet. They're selling it over time. You see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to probably well, I haven't made any money this year, but um, just been a lot of expenses. So that's the tax thing is what
Yeah.
I've got to figure. There's a lot to figure out in this. There really is.
There is. Yeah, there is.
Do you have a local tax person, or have you found somebody online you go with for like
Uh,
a
I've
strategist or
I got a
something?
lot of tax experience myself. So last year I did it
Oh,
myself, but I
oh,
did
okay.
have one. I used to work for TurboTax. You see, I was
Oh, okay.
they
Well, you're
help
set.
people with
Yeah.
their tax. I know a British guy doing American taxes. Quite strange, Yeah. I've
Well, that's
always
good
been,
though.
yeah,
Yeah, that's knowledge for you. That's really good.
yeah, yeah.
That's really good.
So
Well, I appreciate your time. I
sure.
always learn something. Um, I'm going to definitely consider the commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like you. I would like to get into the is that the right term, multifamily?
Yes, that's right. Yes. And you
Yeah.
can always book another call with me. We always have a delightful conversation,
Oh, yes, always. Yeah,
Yes.
I just always learn something.
Yeah.
It's always, a lady did tell me about a self-storage facility. It's close to my house. So
Okay.
I'm going to, look at that and, get some, haven't learned how to comp yet or underwrite, but this is a good time to learn,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And if you want
yeah.
a separate meeting about legal shields, because there's a lot of different plans, you can do
Okay.
that and we can see where you are and what would be a good fit for you. Uh,
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
And if you get really excited about it, you can be what's called an associate, which means you can recommend it to others, which everybody needs in real estate, an attorney. So, and that can monetize it and create an extra income stream as well. So you have that opportunity. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because I speak to a lot of new gators as you do.
right.
Um, and I try to help them with, what Zooms to watch and what information I've learned,
Yeah,
so forth. So yeah, I love to share information that can help somebody, you
hmm,
know.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
and a lot of work. I think they're at the point they realize they're gonna have to need an attorney, but like you said, to pay so much is just enormous,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
heard the other day somebody has to foreclose, and the attorney is going to cost them $4,000 or $5,000.
Wow.
Illegals, you're a member, you don't have to worry about that.
No, that's just starting out. Even that's a lot of money starting out, but that's a lot cheaper though than what you would pay. Yeah, $4,000 or $5,000. That's true.
Yeah,
I really like that they're knowledgeable and all, they have attorneys all over the United States.
yeah.
That's a big plus.
It is a very, very big plus because as a gator, you can do any market then in the States, not worry about the legal ramifications, the legal
Right.
price of doing business. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that will absolutely in the long run
yeah.
pay off. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know both sides of it. As I say, the first time round, I was always in court on Tuesday for non-payment of tenants not paying their rents. So I didn't have legal representation then. I just figured go to court. I mean, if you're not paying the rent, surely I'm in the right, but you get to court, they have legal representation, free legal aid because of their income. And the
Right.
judge rules that, they get another 30 days. And so I've lost another thousands of dollars. And
Yeah.
so it's horrible. Now, if I had an attorney represent, they would have squashed that. That's the difference
Right.
it makes there. And then there's been times I was sued as a landlord because
Mm.
sometimes I did the wrong thing. This is confession time. And I get my
Well,
team
you learn.
together. Yeah, that's right. I get my team together and empty out
Yeah.
their unit because I lost patience with the system. Did that a couple of times. But I got sued with an attorney quite rightly because I didn't do the right thing.
Right.
And again, I don't know what happened with that. I didn't go to court because they didn't have any money. Because I had the way I'd set it up, put it in LLCs, and then had a holding company, and so they deemed it not feasible to sue me. So
Okay. Because it wouldn't have affected you personally, but your LLC.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not good. It's not
There's so
good.
much to
That
it. That's,
pressure. Yeah, yeah. And that's
yeah.
pressure not having the money, the capitalization to get the attorneys that I needed. But now it's much better. That peace of mind, right?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I could
Yeah.
definitely see that.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I had no clue anything about something like that existed. So, yeah, I'll definitely book another call and we'll go over and see which will be best for me.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can be an associate. So that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be
And
really good.
very
Yeah, I'm
good.
looking forward to it. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I'm going to check out your books too.
All right. Oh,
That would be
thank you.
very
That's
good.
so nice. And yeah, do book another call with me because I know we can help each other a lot, in this
Yeah.
business. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that sounds great. Well, thank you, Graham, for your
Yeah.
time. It's always a joy.
Absolutely.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's so much
Absolutely.
knowledge, and I hate that you've had bad experiences, but it's a blessing that it can help,
It's
that you're using it to help other people,
It
so
is,
that,
and that's my drive and passion. Because if I can, if that gives you so much joy, it's unbelievable. If
yes.
somebody
Yeah.
listens and does it, I know, I didn't do it. Most people don't do it. When you're young, you don't listen to your elders. And my
Right.
father always said this. He says, "There's two ways to learn in life. There's the easy way, and there's the hard way. You choose."
Yep.
And that's stuck
Yep.
in
That's
my
right.
mind.
Yeah. If you would just learn it by other people's experiences, it's
Yeah,
so much easier than, being hurt and like it's losing so much money.
that's
That's
exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of people's lost a lot of money won't listen to the lessons and things,
Mm.
so
And
that's
it's so painful hearing it even in our community, especially with Pace bangs the drum. He does the job. The only thing I think he needs to do more is do the disclaimers because he on our Zoom calls they're not said enough, you know,
right.
because they're important. They're
Yes.
legal disclaimers because we're talking
Yes.
about real estate, we're talking about money, and we're talking about legal.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that people do need to be protected from because it
Yeah.
does have the appearance that it's very easy that somebody totally new and doesn't know anything can make money right off the bat, but that's
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
case.
Well, he doesn't mention contracts, doesn't mention anything. Because I
Yeah.
listened to his book on audio, and he's like, "Oh, this contractor needed $6,000, so I loaned him $6,000, and 2 or 3 days later, I got back 12,000." And you're thinking, "Oh, wow, that's awesome," but
Yeah,
no mention of and he may not have had a contract,
right.
but you find out, oh, I'm gonna have to have an attorney, I'm gonna have to have a TC, I'm gonna have, all these people are gonna have to be involved,
Yes, yes.
where I can
Right.
lose a lot of money, even, 2,000 or whatever, you don't want to lose it, so.
No, that's right. Yeah. So very good. All
Well,
right.
thank you for your time, and I hope
All
you have
right.
a
Laura.
blessed day,
You
enjoy
too.
yourself, and
Yeah.
I'll
Thank you.
I'll book another call with you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Graham.
Laura. Thank
You
you. Bye
take
bye.
care.
You too.